Hey everybody, meteorologist Brad Petovich for SkiSoutheast.com, and the dreaded blowtorch has been here this week. This is some of the craziest warmth I have ever seen in the month of February in the Southeast. It's just bizarre. Some of these temperatures aren't spring-like, they're legit summer-like, and it's crazy. The big culprit in all this, and if you've watched me over the years, you know the dreaded Southeast Ridge. There it is over Florida. Tonight, Key West actually set a record for the upper level heights, 500 millibar heights. For this date, off the charts, something we would normally see in the summer. Now, while we're not directly under the ridge, we are seeing the influence here of that ridge in the southeast, and that's why it's so warm. Now, that ridge is with us through most of Friday, but it begins to break down going into the weekend. There are some glimmer of hopes, especially for West Virginia, Maryland resorts, that we could get some cold and a little bit of snow. I'm a little worried more about our North Carolina resorts. Though going into next week, the pattern becomes more zonal. It's not perfect, but it's not as bad as this week. And then March. March is a weird month. You know, I've talked on Tuesday, or I think, yeah, Tuesday, about the potential, you know, for a wild March. And there are some signs that that could happen, that we might see a chunk of cold air come down here and maybe give us a little bit of a, you know, a last blast of the season. So, especially for our northern resorts, I think this is something to at least pin your hopes on. But the problem is, can we make it that far, especially in North Carolina? You see the system heading our way Friday into Saturday. A little bit of wintry weather possible with this, and it's certainly going to be a cold rain, so the temperatures won't be nearly as warm as they are right now on Saturday and Sunday. So if you're skiing this weekend, this has been a trend we've seen all season long. While it's been a really warm winter, when it is cool, it's on the weekends. And that seems to be the trend again this weekend. Now, next week, a couple of storm system moves through, but the late week system, Thursday into next weekend, rather large system. Boy, that looks like a lot of wind. But on the back side, certainly has some potential of some cold and snow. So if resorts can make it to next weekend, that first weekend in March, there might be a little bit slight pattern shift after that that could allow for an extended season. If, like I said, it's a big if, we can make it that far. A lot of resorts getting pummeled by this wind and warm air. You know, we don't realize how bad warm wind is. That eats away at the base, especially man-made snow, really quickly. You see the snow amounts through the end of next week. Again, nothing to write home about, but at least there's something there, and there's a little hint down in North Carolina. But it's going to be tough going here. I hate to even show you this, but North Carolina, Tennessee, you know, Ober already shutting down for the season. It's not a lot here. Could we get a sneaky night where there could be some snowmaking? Possibly, especially the resorts like Cataloochee and Beach and Sugar, which are pretty much optimized to maximize any cold, dry air they can. There might be a glimmer of hope, but I really think up here in West Virginia, Maryland, could see a little natural snow and certainly some opportunities to make snow as the colder air moves in for the weekend. So I hope we can make it to that first weekend in March. I really do. I love late season skiing. Hopefully we'll have maybe a little encore for some of the resorts. Late season skiers have been blessed in the past with some of the best conditions and surprise storms that kind of overproduce after people are kind of shifting back to spring. But I'm going to keep thinking for snow, because we need at least one good storm before we get into April. April is kind of where we really start to cut things off, and it's like after April 1st, it's kind of here we go spring. As always, everybody, have a great weekend and keep thinking snow. We still got some time.